In this video, I take you to Watoga State Park in Pocahontas County, West Virginia. Folks, this is bear country. I'll be taking you to both of the campgrounds. The first campground is the Riverside Campground. There are campsites right along the Greenbrier River. And then I'm going to show you around the headquarters area. There's a lake I'm going to take you to. And then we're going to bounce over to where I am right now, the Beaver Creek Campground. And I'm going to wrap the video with probably the most important part of the video, which will be a map overview, and we'll discuss access, connectivity, and I'm going to give you a bonus. Let's get to it. We share the best camping locations in the USA.
Hi guys, we hope you enjoy the video.
Check out our RV and camping related gear at our Amazon storefront. Link in video description. So folks, as you approach the Riverside Campground here in Watoga State Park, off to the left, there's a place for you to pull your RV. Off to the right, you're going to see the check-in station. And there's also a laundry co-located. They have firewood. There's hours for the check-in station. Nobody's in there right now because it's early in the morning. And there's a campfire ring and sitting area down behind the check-in station. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to be showing you the best campsites, folks. This is where you're going to check in. Right in here. And you can see it's closed right now. But I'm gonna, toward the end of the video, I will give you a map overview. And in that map overview, I'm gonna discuss access and connectivity regarding Watoga State Park. But right now, I'm gonna show you the best campsites here in the Riverside Campground. This is the campground that's, there are some campsites that go right along the Greenbrier River down here. And I'll show you the best campsites here. I'll show you some of the day use facilities within the park. And I'm also gonna show you the best campsites over at the Beaver Creek Campground, which is on the other side of the park. So let's get to it. So I guess I should show you the laundry before it gets tied up. And you do have a folding table in here. Looks like there are 2 functioning washers right now. $1 take quarters. And then you have 2 dryers. And it looks like it's $1, also takes quarters to dry. Let's go check out these campsites. Okay, so campsite 26 is going to be a keeper. It's a double wide site, so you can park your tow vehicle right next to your camping configuration. Let's check the hookups. This is going to be 30-50 amp electric service. Picnic table, fire ring, plenty of room in this campsite. Let's take a look at the water access. That's the Greenbrier River. And if you want to scramble down there, you can. I'm not going all the way down. But you can see where people scramble down over the hill. And then over to the Greenbrier River. You can hear it from the campsite. Let's continue walking the campground. There's a restroom just up from here, and we'll check that out. But this one's a keeper, folks. Campsite number 26, Watoga State Park, Riverside Campground. And your restroom facilities right down there. Site number 27, right next to site 26, is also going to be a keeper. And you can mark site 28 down as a keeper as well. Let's walk up in here and check out the view from up here. You're going to have your 30-50 amp electric hookup right over here. And this one's got a little trail that goes right down to the Greenbrier River. And if you're camping in this campground, I mean, this would be the reason to come, so you can hear the river, and you're right here by the river. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I put boots on the ground, folks. You're not going to get this from a state park website. Boots on the ground. That's what it's all about. I love coming out here and doing this. Oh, it looks like the river kind of splits off here. The main flow is going out this way. This sure is pretty. It's been kind of dry here in this part of West Virginia, but we had some rain a couple days ago that came from a tropical system that came up from Florida and up the East Coast. And it did drop some rain, so we got a little bit of water flow here. And it is pretty. Here's a look at that last campsite from the rear looking out. Plenty of room. Plenty of room, folks. I really like that campsite. I think that's my top pick so far. And you're right across from the restroom facility. Site 28 going down the book for you. Folks, I'm able to create videos like this because I've visited over 1,000 free and affordable camping locations from coast to coast. Our channel is all about free and affordable RV camping. If you like this type of content, pound the like button and make Melody happy. So right across from the shower house at site 30, this is a handicap accessible site. And this is also a pretty nice site. It's got a very slight grade on it, but you can get your rig level 30-50 amp electric service. You're a little bit further away from the river. But here's a look back at the shower house, or right across from the shower house. Now, I'll talk to you about connectivity later, but they do have Wi-Fi at that shower house, and so and it must work pretty good because they have people out there using the Wi-Fi. There is no cell service at this location, at this particular campground. But you do have Wi-Fi right there, and you have flush toilets and showers, hot showers in that building. Let's continue the tour. Campsite 31 is another keeper, and campsite 32. Campsite 33 is going to be another keeper. That's a look at campsite number 33, and that's going down the book for you. On the opposite side of the street from campsite 33, you have campsite 40. This is a very long site. You can get just about any size rig in there. 30-50 amp electric hookup. On the right side of the site, you got your fire ring back here, not far from the restroom facility. And remember, you got your Wi-Fi antenna right there hanging off the shower house and restroom facility. Site 40 going down the book for you. up from site 40. Some of these sites are pretty wonky. See how wonky this one is. Now, if you're I guess you could get a small camping configuration level in that site, but that's too wonky for me. This is a turnaround loop, and we're going to be heading back the other direction. That site's got a little slope on it. Campsite 37. I'm not feeling it on campsite 37. You got a little slope on that site. Let's continue to walk the campground. And even though these are facing the river, you can't see the river, nor can you hear the river because you're too far out at this point. Let's go see what else we can find. So I didn't show you this one coming in because the people were sitting out, but we're approaching it from the opposite end. You're going to want to put campsite 24 down for a keeper. This is where the Dodge Ram and the large fifth wheel are set up, and it backs up right against the river. You can see the river right down here. Site 24 going down the book for you. I'm not a real big fan of these half moon campsites, and that's what this is. But you have your you pull in here, and I guess you could back your camping configuration back up in here. So I am going to show you this one because you can get your rig level down there. This is site 18, and like I said, if you pull straight forward here, then you can back in, or you can pull in and then just back into your site. So yeah, this will work. Site 18 is going to go down the book for you. And you'd back your camping configuration up in here. And this is your electric box. So you'll have to figure out how you want a nice looking box, by the way. But yeah, nice. Nice big site. And let's see what kind of river access you have back here. But I can hear the river from this campsite. Site number 18. And yeah, the next campsite's quite a ways that way, so you've got some privacy back in here. Oh yeah, you got a nice little trail, leads it down to the river. Who else puts boots on the ground, takes you down here and shows you what's in the rear of your campsite, folks. Living our dream now. No one does it like living our dream now, folks. I get that all the time from people that watch our YouTube channel. This is the Greenbrier River. Right at the rear of your campsite. Isn't that gorgeous? You got the morning sun up in here, but you know, once the sun gets, this is like stunning when the sun's overhead. Looks like the kids, I don't know if you can make it out. Yeah, you can probably make it out. They built like a little pool there, and the kids can play in it. All right, let's continue to walk the campground, see what else we can come up with. Yeah, folks, you reserve campsite 18, you're going to be able to walk down here and have the river right there with your chair and your beverage of choice. This is pretty darn cool. Campsite 18 is going down in my book for Watoga State Park Campground, Riverside Campground. Let's continue to walk the Riverside Campground. I'm only showing you the best campsites. All right, so this is the rear Campsite 18, looking out. That's pretty sweet. Like I said, that is going down in my book. Plenty of room in this campsite. Melody and I brought our RV, our very first RV, which was an expandable RV, and this was one of the first places we camped in an RV, is Watoga State Park, and we camped right along, I forget which side it was, but we camped right along the Greenbrier River, and because it was an expandable, you could hear the water rushing all night. That was pretty cool. Let's continue to walk the Riverside Campground. So I'm standing in front of the park headquarters. That's the park headquarters up there. Off to the left, they have a CCC museum. I'll show you a clip of that when I get done with this little bit right here. This is a CCC worker, statue of a CCC worker. Below, right below the headquarters, there is a lake, and yes, you can fish out of that lake. We'll go down, I'll show you the lake proper here in just a few minutes. But they have a gift shop in there, and the ladies in there answered my questions. They did give me a map of both the campgrounds. This is a map of the Riverside Campground. And I missed the dump station because I walked up on this side of the shower house. This is where those Half Moon campsites were. And the dump station was over in here, along with a freshwater fill. So there is a dump station and freshwater fill at the Riverside Campground in the same. Okay, well, on both maps, they do show a dump station at the Beaver Creek Campground. Here's the dump right here. And if we look at the Beaver Creek Campground map, here's the dump station there. So you have a freshwater fill and dump station at both campgrounds here in Watoga State Park. Here at Watoga State Park, you won't find any full hookup campsites. There is 50 amp electric service. They have a dump station, a freshwater fill at both campgrounds. Right now, I'm going to take you inside that CCC museum. It takes all but 5 minutes to tour it, but they have some interesting stuff in there. So I'll show you around in there. Then we're going to go down to the lake, and then we're going to head over to the Beaver Creek Campground. Again, I'm only going to show you the best campsites. So inside the CCC museum here at Watoga State Park, you can kind of gather that large portions of the park were built by the CCC as you travel the roads throughout the park. They do have a little museum in here. They did build some nice parks. Savan Conservation Corps. So they do have a little boat ramp right here at Watoga State Park Lake, Watoga Lake. It says no swimming, no gasoline motors, no open fires, no minnows, daily creel limit. So you can fish in here. It says trout 6, bass 6, channel cat 4. You do got fish in there. They have a little booth there up on the hill where you can rent some paddle boats and kayaks. It's a pretty little lake. When I was up in here years ago, I brought my sons down here and we fished. And I do believe we caught a couple fish right off that dock over there. And yeah, it's pretty out here today. In this portion of the video, I'll be taking you to the Beaver Creek Campground. I'll only be showing you the best campsites. After you enter the Beaver Creek Campground, you'll find a check-in station off to your right here. You just pull in. It's a semicircle. You can see they have firewood and looks like they have ice. But we're gonna go down and I'll be showing you the best campsites down here. I haven't told you in this video yet, but Pocahontas County, West Virginia is bear country, folks. And so you want to bring your bear spray if you're going to be hiking in Watoga State Park. Campsite 24 looks like a keeper. You can get your rig level there. Nice wide site. Picnic table, fire ring. $30-50 amp electric service, nice looking box. That works, folks. Campsite number 24 going down the book for Beaver Creek Campground, Watoga State Park in Pocahontas County, West Virginia. Well, this is interesting. It says entering Calvin Price State Forest. So it does appear that we have additional campsites along the creek. There's the creek right there. See, this looks like campsite 28. I did not care for that last campsite. Oh, there's an Allegheny Trail right here, folks. But this is interesting. See there? Allegheny Trail. It's a very long trail that goes through West Virginia. You got a campsite right here. That particular one won't work for me because you're right under the pines and I don't like getting the sap all over my rig. But it could work for you. That's site number 29. You got a little bit of slope on that site, but and you also have electric service up here. You got drinking water spigot right here. But what catches my eye, which is very interesting, is this open sky here. So I'm gonna get my compass out and see which way's north, so some of you may have Starlink, and there is no connectivity here as far as cell service goes. So Starlink would be a good thing, and I happen to have Starlink. Melody and I just got it not too long ago. So you got a playground, you got horseshoes, big open space, more campsites along here. I really don't care for campsite 29, but that's what she looks like. I'm sure that's going to be a 50 amp hookup, but there's campsite 30 right up here. So, matter of fact, let's look at campsite 30 and then I'm going to get my compass out. See which direction the northern sky is. I'm hoping that's the northern sky. And that would be sweet. This campsite 30, you can get a pretty big rig in here. You are still going to be under pine. I know my standards are pretty high. I just, I don't like scraping the sap off my RV. Nice new electric boxes, 30-50 amp electric hookups, plenty of room back here, lots of space, privacy. You're right across from that playground. This is pretty sweet. Let me get my compass out. Okay, so I'm standing in that last campsite, campsite 30. I'm standing about where the end of your rig would probably be. Enough room to get your tow vehicle in there. And this is south. That is pointed south. This right here is pointed west. South and west, you'd be fine. But generally with Starlink, you have to have a clear view of the northern sky, and you're gonna be pointing your satellite dish right up into that tree, which probably is not gonna work for Starlink. It could work, because you don't have to be exactly on north, but it's not preferable, put it that way, because north is right where that tree is. there are more campsites up this way. And that's where we're going right now. But otherwise, that's a good campsite. Campsite 30 going down in the book for Beaver Creek Campground, Watoga State Park. So as I'm walking up here, I thought I'd show you. There's an outhouse there. So that kind of tells me there's probably not a shower house restroom facility up here, but I could be wrong. You have a park bench right there. And I see campsite number 31 coming up on the left-hand side. So that one's got a little slant on it. I'm not recommending campsite 31. And your northern view is still going to have tree cover on it. Up the road we go. You do have a drinking water spigot off to the right. A lot of these campsites are full. Tent campers. The last 2 or 3 have been full. There's another occupied site. Campsite 35 is a no-go because of how wonky it is. There's a heck of a slant on that site. Same with 36. So at the end of the finger of this campground, you have a large turnaround loop. There's the Allegheny Trail right here. And I guess this is Beaver Creek. See, that's Beaver Creek right there. And this is a pretty nice campsite right here. Campsite 38 tucked down in here. And you do have electric hookups down there. That's a nice campsite. Okay, so that's the direction where that big open field was, where the campsites straddle the creek. There's the welcome station. We have not been off to the right. There are more campsites over here. It appears there is a shower house over here. And I'm looking for a campsite that will be Starlink copacetic. So let's continue to walk. Okay, there's the shower house. This is campsite 19. You pull straight up, you can back right into this campsite. This is a nice, large campsite. This is not going to be Starlink friendly, but it's a nice flat campsite, and it's not under. You got a pine right there, but your rig's not going to be under the pine because your rig's going to be over here. I will give the state park credit. These are new hookups. Good shape. That is a nice campsite, folks. Very nice campsite. That's going down the book for you. Campsite 19. Campsite 19, right there. They do have a dishwashing station here at Beaver Creek Campground. The Riverside Campground, the restrooms were very busy this morning, so I didn't get to show you the inside. Nothing to brag about in here, but they do have flush toilets and looks like a number of different showers. That's what the showers look like. So there's no place to sit. Well, maybe that one used to have a place to sit. Let's look over here. No place to sit. But that gives you an idea what you're looking at for restroom facilities here at Beaver Creek Campground. They do have a pop machine that's out of order. Go figure that. Laundry. Looks like you got one washer for $2. Takes quarters. A little folding table. Let's see. 1/4, 18 minutes. So I guess you can dry by the quarter. And 1/4 gets you 18 minutes. One dryer and one washer. And on the other side of the restroom laundry facility, you'll find the dump station. Somebody's over there right now. That's the dump station. They do have a fresh water fill over there as well. Okay, well, those folks were real nice, by the way, the ones that are dumping. And we must have talked for 20 minutes. Very, very nice folks. And they're from Pennsylvania. But anyhow, they told me about these campsites over here, but not a one of them has a clear shot of the northern sky. Campsite 11's about the best over here. This dead ends, by the way, up in here. But you can pull your RV up and back it in here. Campsite 11 would be another good campsite, and you're right on the other side of the shower house over there. So folks, this is probably the most important part of the video. Right now, I'm going to cut to my laptop, and we're going to discuss, I'm going to bring up a map, and we're going to discuss access to both the Beaver Creek Campground and the Riverside Campground, and we're going to discuss connectivity and some of the things to see and do in the local area. In this portion of the video, I'll be using Google Maps. On your screen, in the center of your screen, you see the Riverside Campground. Not far away over here, you'll see the Beaver Creek Campground. This is all Watoga State Park. To the south, you see Calvin Price State Forest. In fact, a portion of that Beaver Creek Campground runs up into the Calvin Prince State Forest. At least that's what the sign said and that I showed you in the video. What you need to understand, folks, is there's no cell service. I mean, no cell service in Watoga State Park at either of these two campgrounds. So, and accessibility for a Starlink is limited in both of those campgrounds as well. You saw the tree cover, which is extensive, which makes reception with Starlink problematic. So what I want to point out to you here is just north of, this is US Route 219. Oh, accessibility. Let's cover accessibility first. No matter which route you take to get to these campgrounds, whether you come in from 219 or you come in from this road right over here, which is 39, and then come in toward the Beaver Creek Campground from that direction, you're going to be traveling on some narrow roads. These are not big rig friendly roads. So that's one issue. Now you can get a larger rig in there. You saw there were some fifth wheels in these campgrounds. Beaver Creek Campground's a little bit more accessible than the Riverside Campground. By narrow, there are places on these roads where you would darn near have to stop your rig to let another vehicle pass if you have an oncoming vehicle. So that's something that I try to avoid when I'm selecting a campground. Now, just north of the Watoga State Park is Marlinton. That's the county seat for Pocahontas County. Folks, there is a lot to see and do in Pocahontas County. This is one of the best counties in West Virginia for natural wonders. There's falls, there's a scenic drive, there is Cranberry Glades, and the list goes on and on. Snowshoe ski resort, the National Radio Telescope at Greenbank, and that's partially why there's very limited self-service in a lot of Pocahontas County. There's a blackout zone for that National Radio Observatory telescope. So Marlinton is the county seat, and what I want to point out in Marlinton, this is going to be your point of resupply. You have diesel fuel, you have a grocery store, you have a Walgreens, there are cute little shops and eateries, and Melody and I actually stayed in July of 2024. We actually stayed at Marlinton Creek and Trail Campground. There's only 6 campsites there, folks, but it's $49 a night. And I believe you're going to pay $45 and up for a campsite at Watoga State Park, where you're going to have no cell service and you're going to have narrow access roads to get to either of those 2 campgrounds in Watoga State Park. Versus Marlinton Creek and Trail Campground, the reason I selected this was that it offers full hookups, which Watoga State Park does not offer, and then it's Big Road friendly. You have US Route 219 and this Route 39, which are about both good roads. And it's a straight shot right down through town here to get to the campground. So we did a video on Marlinton Creek and Trail Campground. So that's something you may want to consider. And you'll have connectivity on all 3 carriers. Good connectivity, because just a quarter mile away is the cell tower. And we had good connectivity on AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile at Marlinton Creek and Trail Campground. Something to consider. Hope you enjoyed the video, folks. That's why I make them.